I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review, and this is one of a few requests for Nick. Very nice guy who has been very generous in the past, and one of the requests he had was for a review of 300, the Zack Snyder film, which a lot of places say it came out 2006, but I remember it coming out in 2007, so I'll just put 2007 just for the hell of it. Now, again, if anyone wants to request pretty much any type of reviews, topics, movie topics, reactions, re-reviews, pretty much any type of video, you can request either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. If not, no worries, but if so, thank you so much. I apologize for my voice. I'm still trying to get better from the being sick. But 300... this is one of those films that I don't hate. I think it's an easy watch because pretty much it's 300 Spartans going from point A to B to C, kicking the shit out of a lot of fucking people. With some pretty cool slow-mo, it's violent. Gerard Butler, he's fun as a king because he's got gusto and he's relishing his role. And the lines that he's saying, tonight we dine in hell, and this is Sparta. He's having fun with the role. He's not the opposite of sleepwalking. But at the same time, I didn't think he was corny or laughable either. And of course, this is based on a Frank Miller book. And Zack Snyder is one of those directors that... he's a hit and miss guy for me, because I like the Dawn of the Dead remake. I like Legend of the Guardians, the Owls of Ga'Hoole. I could watch this and Watchmen well over fucking his Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, and I don't give a fuck about his Snyder cut. Could give a rat's ass about it. Or great, a longer version of a movie I fucking thought was shitty to begin with. I saw the longer version of Batman v Superman. I still thought it fucking sucked. My opinion. But 300, I think what it is, in the past, I don't think I've ever said I hated it, but I kind of downplayed the film only because it got so much hype, and everywhere you look, there was, this is Sparta, this is Sparta, this is Sparta. To the point I almost got fucking tired and sick of hearing about the film. I'm like, okay, I don't think it's a bad film, but... it's not one of my fucking favorite films ever, either. And no, I'm not going to go in the realm of some of these other people. It's racist, and it's homophobic, it's this, that. Whatever. It is a movie that's told fairly straightforward. No, it's not going to be historically accurate. Do you really think the fucking film was going to be historically accurate? Come on, people. You look at the poster, the trailers, you really think there's going to be a historically accurate portrayal of fucking Spartans? No. It's heavily stylized, and for a good chunk of it, I don't mind the slow motion in this film. Some other films he's done, it annoyed me to fucking hell and high water. Here, I don't think he needs to use it all the goddamn time, but a lot of it, I think, does work for the scene that it calls for. When he does kick the guy into the pit, this is Sparta. This is definitely an important moment because this is him. The moment he's choosing to get his men and go into battle is him kicking this messenger down this fucking well. This is the moment his life is going to change, or what's left of it, change forever. And with the action scenes, it does make an impact when you see Gerard Butler. At least they do the thing where they're all wearing the helmets, but he has the little thing on the back so you can tell it's him. And him showcasing him kicking ass, throwing a spear, hitting someone with a shield, doing swords, doing this, then back and forth, and not cutting every 5 milliseconds. Showing him wide shot, a little bit of pushing, a little bit of pullback, a little pushing, but not cutting. And at the time, not a lot of people were doing slow-mo in that way. So it made it seem a bit more unique. I think a couple of things that maybe not love it as much as other people is I could not get into the color scheme in this with the whole yellow. It's not piss yellow, but this whole yellow. I understand it's made on a green. Might have been a blue screen because one of the behind the scenes I saw was a blue screen, but blue. Green screen, however they did it. I understand that, but I don't know, like the filter color scheme, maybe because of the style and the landscape and the time periods being made in. Some films do that, and I'm fine with Sky Captain: The World of Tomorrow. That's a film that has a very digital look as well, but maybe that I was more interested in because of more of the sci-fi and more like 50s, like the old Fleischer Superman cartoon feel to it, and that I got more into the style design of the world than this. The world and the style and the color scheme just were not for me, and there was a part of me that kind of wish I would have seen the exact type of fight scenes and battles, but not with digital blood and not with this filtered yellow steam to it. I mean, people always think that I'm stupid, and I am, but if you took, I don't know, Braveheart or some other movie, and then you gave that this digital filters look to it, I don't think it would be as impactful. And I do like Braveheart. As not a film I rewatched because of its running time, but I like Braveheart. But this, I do kind of, I mean, granted, it's trying to replicate the Frank Miller comic, to be fair, and a bit more of a fantastical take on history, to be fair. And I think it would have been much harder to do it, to try to do it in natural lighting and real world style, but I think that would have been just more exciting for me as a viewer visual wise. I know I'm alone in that, but it's just that color scheme just really threw me off with this movie. But your Gerard Butler does a good job. I forgot Michael Fassbender is one of the Spartans. You know, the idea is fun. 300 Spartans are able to kick ass against all these armies and the Persians and then other Asian armies, and some of the style of the costumes. I mean, once in a while it did make me chuckle. Like there's a moment where, because Zack Snyder is very, very heavily focused on style. So there's a moment where Gerard Butler's looking at the moonlight and he's naked, and the moon is, You ever see National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1? There's a more Emilio Estevez just walks. He's fully naked, and the girl's like, "What are you doing?" "Well, I'm just doing the naked." How the hell did he put it? The naked butt and the pale moon shot. And he strut more and more, because that was supposed to be a take on Mel Gibson, Lethal Weapon. Oh, it's the butt and the pale moon shot, and then Emilio Estevez keeps walking. So I there were moments I thought the style was maybe a bit too broad, but overall it went at a straightforward. I don't say it went at a straightforward. The other thing I didn't care for is whenever it cut to Lena Headey, because she plays the queen, she's trying to get the people. Come on, come on, we gotta give them more. We gotta give them more armies, give them more people, give them more of our men. And this one guy keeps fucking with her, and you realize later on that he's a traitor. I didn't care for those scenes. Didn't mind Lena Headey. But all the scenes with her trying to talk to Stephen McHattie, who I liked as an actor, these others, I didn't find any interest in them. I didn't find anything interesting. I didn't learn anything about the world, or it wasn't like great acting moments of memorability, or it was just Lena Headey go, "Hey, can you bring some more?" "No." "Fuck." "Hey, can I talk to the people?" "No." "Fine." "Hey, can I talk to people?" "Well, yeah, if you give me a piece of your ass." "Okay." "And you're not gonna like it." "Well, fuck you." "Oh, you're a traitor and we'll stab you." It's just none of that I gave a shit about. Really, I could say the two things I liked was Gerard Butler and the action scenes. But to be fair, that's what most of the film is. Gerard Butler being a badass and action scenes. And when that happened, it was fun. So, no, this isn't a film I hate, because at least you get moments of Gerard Butler kicking ass, using his shield, other people slicing and dicing, some of the bad guys. I didn't mind some of the costumes and garb. Like, some of them had these silver masks. They were called the Immortals. Some of the dialogue was fun. Immortals. Let's see if they live up to their name. Or, their arrows will blot out the sun. Then we will fight in the shade. So yeah, some of the lines of dialogue was fun. Gerard Butler was a badass with gusto. Like I said, relish in his role. The fight scenes were entertaining. The slow motion worked well in this. I think it worked better in this because you have so many people. The slow-mo actually made it so it was easy to understand what was going on during the battle scenes. So I actually think the slow motion was a positive part of this movie. But with that said, I mean, the CGI, obviously I understand you can't have, like, there's a CGI rhino goes after him, and they throw a spear and they hit it. CGI elephants they push off a cliff. I understand why that's CGI. You can't push actual elephants off a cliff. So, I don't think the CGI is great, but I understand why they did it. Obviously, there's a hunchback character. Funny enough, this hunchback, he made me think, remember Basket Case? If Belial had grown up, I think he would look exactly like this hunchback. I swear, if you look at the hunchback in this movie, and then you look at Belial from Basket Case, if he grew up to be a man, well, I guess technically he was a man, but if somehow he grew to be a person, yeah, he was technically a person, but if he, I don't know how you put, like, to me, like, if Belial had a body and legs, it would look like this hunchback. So, I mean, as it is, I didn't see the other 300 film. This is not a film I reach out for. This isn't my 100 favorite actors of all time. Because, again, the color scheme and the heavily digital look, it's not my first or second choice when looking for an action film to watch, because it is a little bit distracting to me. On the flip side, I understand because of the comic book, how else do you do it? But on the flip side, that's just not the type of film I'm a guy that goes more towards Cliffhanger, Demolition Man, Hard Target, Commando, Bloodsport, Predator, Aliens, things of that nature. Again, different tastes. Like I said, the stuff with Lena Headey wasn't really that interesting. Anytime I cut to that, I'm like, can we get back to the Spartans kicking ass? Because that's really the best part of the movie, is the Spartans just going kicking ass and utilizing their strategy, utilizing how they are a warrior. They grew up and were trained as warriors, so the reason they're able to kick ass with limited numbers is because of their strategy of blocking, and the right time going with the spear, blocking again, and that's why they got so far. And then you get to the ending, if 300 Spartans can do this, what happens when you get thousands and thousands of Spartans? So the other actors, other people will harp on stuff that's being racist, like the Persians are racist, or so I know some criticism, the Persian bad guy is effeminate. I never gathered that. I never gathered him being effeminate. I just figured he has a sort of a deeper, calm voice, and he says, "Love me." I didn't think of that as effeminate. I didn't think of that as anything with homosexual tendencies. I figured he was saying that because he thought of himself as a god, and that's what gods want. He thought of himself as a god, and gods want worship and love. Even the fucking fake god in Star Trek V wanted that. Well, he wanted a starship. Why does God need a starship? But I think he wanted some love too. But they want worship. So I guess I never made that connection. Went over my fucking head. So I don't buy in that shit. But as a movie, the action scenes are fun. Gerard Butler's cool. That's kind of all I got out of it. Oh, and the score is pretty good too. The score is fairly well done. The one piece of score I remember the most, if you watch a trailer for a movie called Vantage Point, which I like the film, not many people do. It's a film with Dennis Quaid. It came out not too long after this, actually. But Vantage Point, like I said, stars Dennis Quaid, has Forrest Whitaker, Sigourney Weaver. The trailer has music from this film, and if you watch the trailer, that piece of music is my favorite piece of music in this. You hear it a bit at the end credits of this. So yeah, the score works. It definitely has style, and a style that's not, for what they're going with, for it, the Frank Miller trying to recreate it faithfully, it's not as if it's so out of place that this is ridiculous, what the fuck is this shit? It's not that case. So I would still say Zack Snyder's best film, in my opinion, is the Dawn of the Dead remake. I would probably put Watchmen above this, only because Watchmen, because the source material has a little bit more of an interesting story. But the story of this works fine. It's actually kind of refreshing that it's more of just a simplified story of 300. I think that's what people wanted at the end of the day with this. They didn't want 85 subplots. They wanted sort of a straightforward ass-kicking film, and that's the stuff I like about it, and that's what a lot of people like about it. But again, I can't sit here and say I love it to death, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10 IGN. I can't. But I can say I like the film. I just don't love the film. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and we will see you in the next review. Later.